Go to it. Forward. Here. Good. Again. On guard. Your stance, boys. Careful. Ah, the prince is touched. Now, Edward, what will you do about it? It would appear our prince has much to learn.
No, you may not prevail. I will not have it. I am a prince. Yield. Kneel. My lord. Sir, you can't do that. Any more whimpering from you, and I'll do it again and again. I'll do as I please, and you will yield.
Good. A prince must never set defeat in the hands of their subject. Never. However, that was undisciplined. Do you hear me? And I must have discipline. This time I let it pass. Be warned. Not again. Come, boy. You enjoyed that, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And what would your father do, Edward?
I don't care. He's not here.
I see. And what does your conscience dictate, Edward?
I'll do as I please, I tell you. Blast you, Henry!
Stop! It is enough you see that for now. He who wields the blade must be prepared to kill in the end. And he who kills must be prepared to accept the responsibility for it.
But Professor Klopp said a king must never accept defeat.
He did indeed. And the king must also decide whose counsel among the many he will pay heed to. Edward, I think it would be a good idea if you began to set some of this down. In English, not in Latin, so that later you have your own account of what happened.
A diary, sir.
A chronicle. Your chronicle. You may make of it what you will. Let it stand as your own account of things as they really happened. Just for yourself. You need not show it to the professor, or to me, or to anyone else.
Yes, I think I should like that, sir.
Then I shall find you a suitable book, and you can keep it there in your personal drawer.
The charges upon us demand it. No more riddles. The king is definitely not well.
Good morning, councillors.
Welcome, Seymour. You must have been gratified to see the caper that your brother cut for the princess at the feast.
Leon Studley has a habit of sticking his snout where it does not belong. I pray it be not his undoing.
Oh, come now. The Seymours can do no wrong. How fares your nephew?
Prince Edward fares well, thank you. Not rushing ahead of himself. The good Professor Cox will see to that.
Oh, Cox is a stern taskmaster, all right.
My lords, to the matter in hand. Pleasing though the youth of today may be, the king, Lord preserve him, is our present concern.
And I presently come from his position, and it is not good.
Council rules, gentlemen. What is treason outside these walls is definitely business within.
What's said in council stays in council. Speak frankly, sir.
His physician hopes for the best, and yet counsels us to prepare for the worst. The king himself has authorized me to tell you, the council must take all matters in hand until his condition be improved.
And it shall, with God's blessing.
To the nub, then. The succession.
Thanks be, that remains as clear as ever. The king is resolute, the prince succeeds, but the council will rule in his stead until he gains his majority. We are to be protectors, gentlemen.
With all due respect to the Privy Council, every creature needs a head. One head to guide the limbs. There can be only one.
Now we run ahead of ourselves and of events.
All in God's time, son. All in God's good time, eh, Archbishop?
Well, I believe that concludes the business for now, my lords. Next time we meet, to matters of state. Good day to you.
I take it our arrangement still stands.
Oh, yes, indeed. And just see to it that this creature has me as its head. And I will see to it that you greys flourish handsomely in the protectorate.
Very well. I shall play my part.
And when the time comes, General, I shall look to you to back our friend Suffolk here to ensure we achieve our ends.
Certainly, sir. You can rely on me.
Why does everyone get all the sympathy? I know better than he is. You both have right. All will be well. But what if she comes after us? Who? Mary. They say she will. Edward, no one's going to hurt you. Our father won't let anyone hurt you.
Princess Elizabeth, Prince, you summoned me.
The prince is hot. He seeks comfort. With the king I'm well, I thought
Yes, of course, you thought very well indeed. What ails you, Prince?
I've been coughing. I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Come, let me see. Let me listen to your lungs. That's good. Breathe in. And out. And again.
I feel weak. I hate it.
Don't be so despondent. I'll make up one of my draughts for you.
No, not one of those ghastly herbs. I won't drink
Now,
them.
Edward, we've heard all this before. You must have your draughts. It's what's going to make you into a mighty monarch.
I'll never be a mighty king. Oh, for heaven's sake, Edward!
Edward, you will be a mighty king, just like your father, as long as you accept us to help you and you help yourself. Now, Princess Elizabeth, I will be sending up one of my draughts, and I hope that you'll make sure that he drinks
Oh, it will be my pleasure, Doctor.
it. I shall go and prepare it immediately.
I hope you're not just going to mope around like this all day. Elizabeth! It's intolerably boring, you know. I can't help it. I don't choose to be ill. You know? Sir, Ma'am, Lord Seymour says to you. Oh, get it. Uncle Thomas. Very well. Try him in, why don't you?
Now, how are my two favourite people in the world?
Hello, Uncle.
Still in bed? Oh, that's not good.
I'm sick again. I suppose you've come to a little dance with Elizabeth.
Don't be so downhearted, Edward. Look, I have brought you a gift.
Be careful. Does it work? I mean, does it float?
Does she float? I should say so. She is the Mary Rose, the finest warship to ever sail the seas. She's seen off many a Frenchie, I can tell you.
She's a beauty. Aren't you lucky, Edward?
Look, if you look closely at the open gun ports, you can see the cannons within.
My father ordered this.
And how fares the fair Elizabeth?
She should fare very well if it wasn't for her sickly half-brother.
You look bonny enough, I must say. You must be made of more robust stuff than us Seymours. Perhaps you would care to take a turn in the garden for some fresh air. Oh, and of course you, Lady Jane. Come, Elizabeth.
Lord Dudley is here, sir. Very well.
she's down at Portsmouth.
Is it far, Portsmouth? I don't feel well.
Oh, we shall see. But I pray that you return to your full vigour. With the king unwell, we look to our prince to be in the full flower of youth.
What?
Oh, do not alarm yourself. All will be well. And console yourself. Your counsellors will look after your welfare, come what may.
Lord Dudley?
Ah, good professor. It must be time for your lessons. And quite right, too. I shall leave you to your instruction.
Thank you, my lord.
Good day, Prince. Professor.
I don't feel well today, Professor.
Oh, and yet well enough to go to bed, Edward.
Going back to bed now, actually. Pardon me, sir. Dr. Watson sent this. He asked you to drink it down. I don't want it. It's disgusting.
Come now, Edward. If you say you're unwell, then take the remedy, and you will feel better. Is it not so? Drink it down, boy.
Oh, water! Get me water!
Good. Your fortitude suits you well. It befits a prince.
I just want to rest.
Come now, Edward. This will not serve the purpose. Do you think your father, the king, hid in his bed all morning when he should have learned his studies?
Please, Professor, just leave me alone!
Do you think your father, the king, would approve of you sending away your tutor when you should get lessons? There, that's better. Now we must do our studies. Go fetch Dr. Chica the scholars and be quick about it.
I don't feel strong.
And that, my boy, is precisely the time to show your mettle. A prince properly understands how to have disciplinary subjects, because first and foremost, he is disciplinary himself. Is that not so? Of course it is. But you do know what awaits the boy will have learned, don't don't you, Edward?
The stick, sir.
Let the flesh burn and a boy will learn, eh?
Oh, please don't, sir.
Oh, but not the royal flesh, eh, Edward?
Please don't. Please
For
don't.
you to learn, another's flesh must burn. Henry, take a position.
But it wasn't me, sir.
Answer back, it'd be worse for you. Imperfect. I was working. Let him out. 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 Oh, the prince is pleased. Never mind. The king cannot scruple. Thus imperfection will progress to perfection. Eh, boys? Henry dismissed. Now, Prince, have we learned the imperfect?
Yes, sir.
And thus we learn perfection. Is that not so, Dr. Chief? Thus did we learn, so we did. Time for a little break now, I think, all the more to absorb the lesson. And then you can tell a little Greek of our young nobles. Edward,
Sir?
stay a little if you will. You appear to derive some pleasure from your whipping boy's pain.
No, sir. Certainly not, sir.
Ah, it pains you to see your friend beaten for your sake.
Yes, sir. It's terrible.
Be frank with me, Edward. It were better so.
Well, oh, there's nothing left to say, sir.
I see. Then perhaps it would help you understand yourself if you write it out. Here's the book I promised you, your chronicle.
Is this to be mine? Mine only?
Yours only, in which your conscience alone will dictate what you write. Your own conscience is your path to the divine, Edward. And in a Protestant king, the path to the divine must be firm and straight. Now put the book in your drawer directly.
Thank you, sir.
You can write in it as often as you please. Now run along and take some air before we turn our attention to the pursuit of perfection in ancient Greek.
Why have you convened us at such an hour?
To convey the news we have all expected and dreaded. His Majesty is dead, my lords.
Lord, have mercy upon his soul and upon ours.
Is there any question?
There can be no doubt. I can attest to it, having come from his royal presence.
What happened, Dr. Butts?
It was his heart. There can be no doubt. In the manner of his passing, it was his great heart.
Return to the chamber, Dr. Butts, and complete your examination. And be sure to have the procedure witnessed.
I will again attend your lordship's presence.
I confess it was a... Oh! It is none the less momentous for being expected.
Indeed. With the state funeral, I must commence preparations.
With respect, there can be no noise of this until we are sure of our support. I must prepare the army first.
And no word of this until we have Edward here where we need him. We must present him to the mob right at the proclamation of the death.
There can be no opportunity for those that seek to challenge the will of king or parliament.
Is Maris here?
She is, Your Grace, and a close watch is being kept on her confederates.
We will expose no seam between Henry and Edward for the wreckers to unstitch.
And we ourselves must act as one, without hesitation or contradiction. My lords, Your Grace, to the question of our leadership.
Well, what was the wish of the king, God rest his soul?
Here is his last will and testament. He was most particular about the membership of this council, but as to how we were to conduct our business, the old king expressed no wish. It is left to us to organize ourselves.
And I repeat, we need a leader immediately.
What we need, sirs, is agreement among ourselves on all matters of substance.
Else the whole kingdom splits.
Aye, and it splits too if the Privy Council do not act now to elect itself a leader.
Who then? Who among us will be chief and protector of the realm?
Why? Edward Seymour. Would the old king not say so if he were here? It should be Seymour, uncle of the new king, brother of the queen who bore him.
Most probably he would.
What say you to this, Edward Seymour?
I'm honoured, sirs, that you should consider such a course.
And I will second the Duke's proposal. It is fit for purpose.
Will no other among us put himself forward?
So be it. All those for Hertford for protector say aye.
Aye!
May God guide you in this, my lord.
First among equals, Edward. Never forget it.
I accept this burden with humility, my lords. If I be first among equals, it be by your favour only, and only for the sake of the king. The king is dead. Long live the king!
The king!
Now, fetch him to us.
Who knows what will change, brother? When our father dies, I still want to be with you and treat you like a sister. I should hope so, Edward. I hope you will. Let us not talk of it. Perhaps they are wrong. It is too awful. He can't leave us. There, don't upset yourself. He can't leave us. But if he does, listen, Edward. You must be so careful. When the crown passes from one to another, is the time of the greatest danger. Mary. There are those who would act for her, and those with other motives. They may come to harm us. You're frightening me. You do well to be frightened, Edward. You should be.
Edward, Elizabeth, I am come with grave news to tell, and I'm sorry for it. The king, your father, is dead. Long live the king!
Here I present King Edward, the rightful and undoubted inheritor, by the laws of God and man, to the royal dignity and crown imperial of this realm.